Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Four Guys with Quarters. We are probably on like episode 28 at this point, but this is the first time that we are actually online in Russia. So shout out to the people on goodgame.ru and VK that are watching right now. We appreciate you. Well, tonight what we're gonna do is talk about the hottest gaming topics out there, and with me today I have some very special guests. I'll go first and introduce the regular on the panel, straight out of Chicago, from Chicago, is Midway Monster. What's going on, man? What's up, buddy?
Best intro ever. What's up, guys? Uh, Glad to be back on the podcast. Love the topics that we got going. Love the guests that we have going. Famous Flamish and VJ. This podcast is for you.
I like that positivity, Midway. I feel very positive about this. Now that you brought it like that, so I'm feeling very good today. How about you?
Absolutely, absolutely. We got six panel members, I believe. For 2 minutes each, we'll cover VJ's talking point.
All right, sounds good. Well, without further ado, the next regular on this channel, you may have seen him before, but he's actually the Belgium sensation across the nation who eats a lot of spoondekoot, as he calls it. And
Snookits.
oh, it's Snoop. I keep thinking spoondekoot.
Yes. Yeah.
Where did I get that from?
You said that one time and you don't forget it. But yeah.
What's up, man?
Hey,
How's it going?
yeah, I'm doing great, man. Just helping you out. Last second, of course. Like always, clowns. Like if you need my help, I'm always there. Just behind your back to help you out, do stuff. I'm great, man. Let's
Awesome.
dive in.
Well, and then we have very special guests tonight. It's the first time ever that they've been on Four Guys with Quarters. Very cool people. I'm gonna go ahead and give them a shout out here. Let's go with PKX Live. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's happening? I'm glad to be here, guys. Thanks for bringing me on. We all family here, and I can't wait to get into these topics and chop it up with you guys. Believe me, I've been around. I've been hanging out with Flamish, and I got some bad habits. So stop me if I talk too much.
Oh man, so I imagine your conversations can last hours with Flemish. Probably like 24 hours at least. Flemish could do 24 hours charity stream and dye his hair purple, pink, and red.
Over a
No,
bowl of
he-
Snookis.
Or yeah, with some Snoop Kiss in there. Throw some,
Clowns, you should not tell what's going to happen yet. Damn it.
oh man, so I kind of released it early. I'm sorry. Well, also first time ever is Mav, aka Fun Speculation. What's going on, man?
What is up, everybody? I am super excited to be here. Thank you, clowns, for a first time invite. I have been checking out the podcast for a while now, and it's been awesome. And now I'm excited to be a part of it. So, looking forward to the interesting topics that you sent us. And I haven't been on a panel with Flamish in a while, so this should be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. Well, I'm really excited to get into some of these topics. Actually, there's some stuff that has been going on. Something that we know about. Everybody was expecting this. I'm going to throw this in there first. Is Cyberpunk 2077 Flamish's most look forward to game of this generation or upcoming generation, whatever you want to call it, has been delayed by 21 days, and it seems to be a real thing. It doesn't seem to be fake. So I'm gonna go ahead and start talking about that and see what everybody thinks. And I'll go to the special guest, Fun Speculation. How do you feel about Cyberpunk getting delayed?
Well, I am extremely excited about this game, but it's okay anybody that's upset about it just needs to understand that this is not a problematic delay. It's not like something like, oh no, there's something wrong. Like we see in some games where a game gets delayed and you don't know why, and you're left up in the air. When's it coming out? They're very clear. The game's already gone gold. This is just another few weeks just to make sure everything's tightened up to make the experience better for us when we get it. Ultimately, it's a win for us, even if we don't get to play it for a few weeks. They did say that it was for, they have 9 different versions now that they have to optimize for, and that they have to get things ready for to make sure everything's running smoothly. So in the end of the day, we're getting a better product with less bugs at launch just because they're taking a few weeks. We got Assassin's Creed Valhalla. We got Watch Dogs Legion to play. There's just so much stuff coming out anyway that honestly, it just kind of opens the book for me maybe to finish some of these other games that I'm going to be playing around launch of the consoles. So that's how I feel about it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm going to say right now and be completely honest with you that for me, it's not personally a big deal because I got AC Valhalla, I got Watch Dogs Legion. I'm excited about the medium. There's a couple other things that I'm going to be tuning into, but I want to give a huge shout out to Stephanie. Thank you so much for that donation. It's greatly appreciated. Always feel free to drop a comment in there with it and we'll say it on air, or you can even ask Flamish any question you'd like. Ask him any crazy Belgium question and we'll force him to answer it live on air for you. Even if he says no, we'll make him answer it. PKX, what do you think about this delay?
And by the way, you can just call me PK. And I think it's fine. I mean, it's pretty normal. These guys are about quality, right? They're about making sure that things get done in a decent order. We shouldn't be getting all up in arms. I think it'd be fine at the end of the day. It's not like the and I'm not trying to trash on it, but it's not like the Marvel experience, right? Where they're just trying to hit a I feel like the game wasn't ready and they kind of just pushed it out just to meet deadlines. I feel like these guys have been ready. They just want to put a couple polishes on, and that it is what it is. This game, we're probably going to be playing for a long time, and we should definitely just be chill, man. I mean, they have super confidence in this game. It's not like other games where they're iffy about it, right? Um, Kind of like how I talked to the Don, which is a developer. He spoke about how games usually supposed to have impact in the first 6 months. That's what their target area is, just trying to get as much as they can in the first 6 months. So they want to make sure that they squeeze as much polish out of it as possible so that it's not just around for the next 6 months. It actually stays around and lives with us for the next year and probably years to come, right?
Yeah, can I chime in again real quick? Is
Yeah, sure.
interesting thing about this is a different situation than we get a lot of these AAA games because this is they're the publisher as well, right? So they don't have like an outside party breathing down their neck to, hey, you have to meet these crazy deadlines or whatever. If they feel like, hey, we want an extra week or 2 or 3 weeks, even though there are a lot of things that go into those decisions, they can make that decision for themselves because they know that's in what is in the game's best interest and what's in their best interest.
Right.
So it's ultimately this is not a bad thing.
Right, exactly, and that kind of feeds into what I was saying. And you want to look at it from a high level and not really compare it to other situations, right? Because on a high level, these guys, how many times have they spit out a turd, right? You got to understand that uh, they take so much time and effort because they take pride into their finished product, and we should just be a little bit more patient. And I'm sure we'll be pretty excited for the final product once it hits.
Was there any audio issues there? Or did you... Because I was listening to something on my stream, so...
Oh,
No, we're good, man.
did you
Alright.
guys hear it?
Somebody else can chime in.
I didn't know
Everything's good.
if you can hear me or not.
No, I did. Yeah, no, I was just checking the audio feedback because I got multiple cables running through the line, I'm sorry about that.
Oh no, no worries.
Midway, do you think this Cyberpunk delay is a big deal?
No, I mean, they said it's 3 weeks, to clear up and optimize and all that stuff. It's fine. Um, there must be a lot of ways because why would they? So, please, I'm a layman here. So why would they need like 9 different variations of the game to look over? Is it because there's like 9 different storylines or anything like
And
that?
there's a series, it's a different for the different releases. So they got the Series S, the Series X, the Xbox One X, the Xbox One S. They got the PS4. They got the PS4 Pro. They got the PS5. They got the PC. Right. So there's just a lot of different platforms that they're releasing on all at once. That with a lot of different platforms that the game is going to be released on at once.
Well, most of that is scalable, right?
Gotcha.
Most of that is scalable. I mean, they have like there's not a kit for the Series S. It's just a profile, and that's how they work it. So it's you just tune it to the profile that it sits on, and that's about it. I think it's more or less just putting polish on the back end that they want to make sure it's a really good release.
Yeah,
So
it's
Right.
just going by based on what they said in that letter that they put out there for people today, because that's kind of what they had mentioned in that newsletter. It's just
right,
And
about the optimization or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
but
right,
not
I'm all for the polish, and to be honest, they should get back to the old school Nintendo seal of approval. Like make sure everything is put out, no day one patches, no nothing like that. Not as
Well,
now I'm also curious too. Like um, the Medium, isn't that a Polish studio as well?
Bluebird team?
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
kind of curious. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a little
same release date.
speculative, but yeah, that's what I'm kind of curious. Why do you think they chose to try to release at the same time?
So
Because
Poland
they
can make a
both
lot of money all at once, I guess. I don't.
it's kind of like Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs coming out. I mean, they're pretty confident in the
No,
product.
but but they're not like sister companies or anything like that, right? They're
No.
not.
you're
So
not
this is
gonna
just
communicate with other companies about your product and see if they can delay it or you can delay it. I mean, that's not how it works. You just delay your product until you think it's ready. And you don't think about other developers and their games, except if it's like a big game like GTA 6 or Cyberpunk, of course.
so you think that they did this for the basically because Poland, the government helps fund the game developers.
Yeah.
So do you think so? This is probably just a way for them to get one big lump sum back. Is that what you think could be happening?
Yeah, I think they do have to justify everything they do to their government instead of how we do, like how other developers do it by their publishers and stuff. Like they have to, I think they have to communicate with them in some way. Like I'm not sure about that. I'll probably have to research it. I'm not VJ.
I'll say this: that if anything, like this is going to hurt the Medium sales having the same release date as Cyberpunk. It's not going to help.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, like it would make more sense to space them out if there was any kind of reasoning like that behind anything.
People are hoping that the medium is gonna move up closer to launch, maybe a week or something, so it has a little bit of breathing room. But yeah, I think most people anyway are gonna play the game on Game Pass. I mean,
Yeah.
so
I just wish that it would have a third person so I could see my customizations.
Well, it's kind of like driving a car, right? You play racing games, you don't see anything outside of your window.
I don't play racing games.
Oh, there you go.
I'm sorry. I'm not a racing game guy. I just
maybe that game like that mode will come later in the patch or something, and they just need to tinker a little bit more with it. Like that's a possibility still. There's no
You never know.
possibility
I
he will
mean,
not come later.
you're putting Dave Bautista in a game now, so I mean, hey, anything can happen.
Hey, that's bad. That's badass. I'm gonna tell you, man. Batista's
Oh
my
no,
dude.
I like it
I
too.
I got his execution. Okay, the Batista bomb, and I love doing it on people in gears.
What an awesome piece of content to come out just for like free. You know what I mean? Like it have something like that just as a part of the update for us is cool, man. You know, like hey, Gears 5 switched faces without charging us. I can't think of another game that switched faces on the main
But
character and
I
is
think
charging us $70.
I think it has to do as well with promoting the movie because they're making a movie of Gears of War with him, right?
Well, it's
He
Well,
wants
that's
not
what
to
he
like
play
it's
the
wants.
role.
official.
Yeah, he wants that.
Ah,
It'd be cool if he was like if they did that like kind of as a maybe he's doing something with Gear 6. I don't know. I don't know. Just putting it out there.
maybe. We'll see.
Back to
Yeah.
you, clowns.
Well, actually, BJ did say something in the chat about this. I'm gonna go up here, and he says that the delay is a day one patch delay, which is subject to FPQA, which I guess maybe is some type of quality assurance. Around 2 to 3 weeks turnaround time for critical bugs must be fixed. Minor ones could be negotiated. Any FPQA TCR failures are must fixes as well. Discs are ready to ship. So I guess what VJ is trying to say is that the discs are already printed and ready to ship.
It's a
It's
day
just
one
that,
patch.
yeah, it's
Mhm.
just probably a big patch. I mean, that makes sense. And I tell you, like, I'm telling you guys, like, VJ is somebody in the industry or has been, and he's just not telling us. He's got secrets. That guy,
Yeah.
he's got
V-
massive secrets about the industry.
VJ should be like our guy on the ground. Like we'll put him in like certain like we'll put him at CD Projekt Red in Poland so he can report back to us. He should be our guy like that.
Yeah, he pulls these statistics and analytics out of his ass. Like he's been studying it for like 3 hours right before a podcast, and it's like, hey, dude, are you like freaking Michael Pachter, like in disguise here? Like, is this your job? To just analyze stocks and trends in the video game industry. He's knowledgeable, man.
He
Yeah,
needs to
VJ
be more. He needs to be more
V-
popular. Like he needs to have his own show or something where he can talk all that stuff as well. Well, would be interesting to.
he
Yeah.
he even said in the chat he lived in Warsaw for a year. See?
yeah. Maybe he
Yeah.
knows CD Projekt Red.
Well, he lives in California, and we know that.
Yeah.
So
Maybe he
Well,
has a
He doesn't
drone
study
or
trends.
something.
He's a trendsetter.
Maybe he has a drone or something like in CD Projekt Red, and he follows that drone like with the mic and everything.
Shizno
Let's just
Elite
hope it's not white.
says
It's getting snowy.
that people need to call for restructuring and new management now since it's delayed again. I'm sure you're kidding because CD Projekt Red makes great games, Shizno,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, for the people that really wanted this game to be out on time, it's very disappointing. I know that I'd feel the way that these guys would feel if Watch Dogs Legion got delayed. Like if that thing was delayed like 2 months, you would see me like talking about all over Twitter like how the baby stole my Xbox. So I'd be very disappointed. Oh, by the way, people, everybody that knows about that baby that stole my Series X, Graphic God is making a meme for that, and he's probably going to put it on a t-shirt so I could walk into GameStop with it. Maybe I should even put the name of my GameStop, like the store number on there, just so when I walk in.
No.
That's harassment. I would not do that.
It's
Yeah,
not.
it is.
Put the manager's
It is.
first name on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
And-
Putting the store number.
say-
It's public record.
No. Say Karen's baby stole my Xbox.
Well,
Because Karen's, right? You've
Yeah,
seen those memes.
Yeah.
You should be the
Right,
day one
Karen's baby
clown.
stole my Xbox.
You should be the day one with that t-shirt on and just stand there the whole day till she comes back.
I think Clowns needs to get a tattoo of a baby holding a Series X.
Oh, do that for charity.
on his
Do it
forehead.
for charity.
On my
On his
forehead.
forehead.
Yeah.
Have like a diaper on my forehead of a baby holding them. Other
Looking
thing,
back at you, giving you the finger.
Shizno says Others Inc. gets what I'm referring to. I guess CD Projekt Red made one great game. Well, I mean, if you think about it, The Witcher 3 was like their major great game, but the other Witchers, I mean, The Witcher 2 is pretty popular as well.
The Witcher 2 was a breakthrough. It was just a little bit harder to play.
It came out on consoles later.
But it was popular on PC. It was just like a harder game to play back in the day. It was not easy to get into that game. That's
interesting thing about The Witcher is it's actually a licensed product, right? It's because it's based on the novels and everything. So that's kind of an interesting thing about that game.
Even the dude that made The Witcher like asked for more money some time ago. Like, I think his wife was mad or something.
What the heck? You made this, and this is all we get.
Yeah,
I think he undersold it. He undersold it, and he saw how popular it got, and he's like, no.
Yeah, he came back for more afterwards, but that's like a whole other issue. We can go down the rabbit hole if we want to.
So the Netflix show, I wonder if they went through him or if they went through CD Projekt Red for licensing.
I think he sold the license pretty much to CD Projekt Red that they can do with the license whatever they want with the IP. Back in the day, I think VJ probably knows more about it as well. Like, guy does with your words. No, but my take, because I don't know if Glance is gonna ask what I think of it.
Yeah, I mean, feel free to jump in, Flemish. I know that not. I know that you're not a fan of it, and you're just waiting for AC Valhalla, and you're like, no Cyberpunk for me.
No, I want all the games, man. I want that Legion. I want Valhalla. I want this game. Cyberpunk, of course. I want that other game from Ubisoft, Phoenix Rising, Immortal. You know that game. And The Medium. Even if I don't like horror games, I don't think it's like a real horror game. But back on point. Assassin's Creed. No, not Assassin's Creed. Cyberpunk. So for me personally, I think it's better that it's a little bit delayed, so I have more time to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Because that's so like it's only like 9 days after the release of Valhalla. I think that's a little bit too short anyway to fully grasp the world of Valhalla completely to play the game through. So I'm actually a little bit glad it is delayed. And most people that I am talking to, that I've heard like talk on podcasts and stuff, they actually want to wait till the patch releases next year. So most people are not even gonna touch the game when it releases. They're gonna wait for that Series X patch. So I think it's not the worst thing to happen. Like, I mean, what's 3 weeks, man? The new consoles are gonna launch. You're gonna have stuff to do anyway. You're not gonna think about Cyberpunk for too long. When you drop in your new games in there, see all the beautiful stuff, like all the beautiful graphics and stuff. So I think it's cool.
For a man that has a backlog the size of Belgium, I'm glad it's being delayed a little bit.
Yeah, well, I got the same problem.
Let me tell you about this guy's backlog, man. I was just talking to him before the show, right? And he's like, "Clowns, should I get this game? Should I get this game? Should I get this game?" And I'm like, "Flemish, we got Survivalist. I don't know." He's like, "I want to get that Graveyard game." I was like, "Oh, hold on, let me see what I can do," because Tiny Build has been really nice to us with review keys and lets us review their games a lot. So I messaged them, and Flemish was like, "Oh, you haven't heard back yet?" I'm like, "No, it's usually like 6 hours for us." And he's like, "Oh, you're probably not getting it." And like maybe an hour later, he gets a key for the Graveyard game with the DLC. And then he went out and still bought another game because he used the money he was gonna Graveyard.
I was gonna spend the money anyway, and so the game I bought in the with that, and then the DLC that wasn't in the codes. I bought Cloudpunk, which is like an indie game about traveling a city with a car. So it looks very cool.
His backlog is the size of all of North America.
Yeah.
Speaking of games, what game are you playing here on the screen here, Clowns?
Nine Monkeys of Shaolin, and shout out to the people in Russia that are watching this. This is actually from a Russian studio. This game is a lot of fun. It's really cool. And in this, if you do you remember TMNT, the arcade game?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
This is like sort of like that, except you got like a skill tree and you got like actual missions that you pick up when you go back to, I guess, your home base, whatever you call that he's standing in right now. But it's like a beat 'em up like that. Like, I mean, there, you move left to right, dodge stuff, and it's more like Donatello, but you're like a ninja. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's really cool. There's some different mechanics, like with the dodge mechanic in this game. It's really good. I highly recommend it. Flamish did have some issues with it, to be fair, though. It did shut off his console 3 times.
2 times, and the third time it was just a black screen. But I'm in process of reviewing the game anyway. We still have to test the multiplayer, and if that's done, then I'll try to write a review for the first time. Like, make a review on the channel on this one. So yeah.
Yeah, but for me, no issue so far. I'm having fun with it. It's been a blast. It's a nice little indie title. It's a small indie studio, so it's really cool. But there's a topic that I really want to get into. I think that, we talked about this before. We probably talked about it a lot on many different shows, and all of you probably talked about it or thought about it at some point, right? So Twitch is, the RIAA sent Twitch a letter basically telling them that they have not done enough to delete past VODs with copyrighted music in it. So Twitch is doing the best that they can, the fastest that they can to warn content creators, and they're just deleting stuff, even for from bigger streamers, streamers that are well known. And there's like a flip side to this, right? I mean, Twitch in the beginning allowed this copyrighted music on their platform. When they were smaller, I guess maybe they had no way to recognize it or monitor it properly. But I don't really think that's an excuse at the same time, because when Amazon bought them, Amazon sells a lot of music and has a streaming service. So obviously Amazon has the capabilities to do ASCAP check-in and check licenses and probably even just mute the stream, right? Instead of forcing them to delete it. And I think Amazon just sat back and is letting Twitch fail at this. It kind of bothers me a little bit to some extent. And it's like, I feel like Amazon gave Twitch no oversight, no recommendations. Amazon has like a huge legal team. They could have came in and said, Twitch, listen, there's gonna be some issues. We've obviously know that there's been copyrighted music on your platform in the past, and it needs to go. I mean, let's do let's write a script, make a system check for that, count it against a database, and just delete it or mute it like YouTube does. Instead, Twitch is frantically emailing creators. Oh, you had past copyright, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, this potentially could get some people banned off of Twitch, right? So I want to go to you, Midway, I'll go to you on this. What do you think about this? I mean, you hang out at sports arenas and gyms and play music, right? Really loud. What do you think about all this DMCA stuff and what's going on with Twitch?
It's Napster all over again. Yeah, I mean, I want to see the terms of service and stuff like that when it comes to being a streamer. I'm not a Twitch streamer, so I can't really say or comment on what type of guidelines they have when it comes to music sharing and stuff like that when they're streaming. I mean, I wish there was a way for hey, you pay the game, you own the right to use the game how you see fit. I mean, I wish that could be something. I mean, right now Amazon Music is being terrible for me. It's like not even playing half the songs I want to play when I'm at the gym, man. It's really raging me out. So again, like this is really when it comes to legalities. I just wish that if you pay for the game outright, you have some type of way of using whatever content is on that game. Otherwise, I really have nothing else to comment on this.
Well, see, it's not even just the games with the music, right? I mean, that is still a big problem. Like with Forza, we got hit on YouTube, and we had to mute the stream because because of the music on the radio. But I mean, that's just part of the problem. It's the other problem was that there were streamers back in the early days that had like bots in their stream that said, "Oh, pick a YouTube song or pick a YouTube channel and play music," or they just played music from Spotify. I mean, there were articles left and right when Twitch first started on how to incorporate Spotify streams. So I think a lot of early streamers were negligent, uh, kind of like knowing this stuff. It's just
Well,
like.
I mean, then how about I mean, not just the negligence of the streamer, but what about the lack of foresight from the music companies and the artists? I mean, back in the day, we weren't even allowed to bring a camera into a concert. I mean, nowadays it is welcomed because it is free publicity. So why instead of being a penny pincher on trying to get every single cent you can, how about hey this person's using a song. What song is this? Oh, let me look it up. Oh, it's 99 cents. I'll buy it. People you gotta have that type of foresight to think that this may be kind of a good thing for any artist that you have that is either A, struggling, or B, you're trying to get more advertising out of it, because technically to me it can be free advertising. I know as Twitch streamers get if they're monetized, I know they're getting some money out of it, but then that should be in the Twitch terms of service.
Okay. Froggy T Wright in the chat says he believes Twitch used to have a licenses agreement with various record labels that allowed copyrighted material, kind of like YouTube. I'm not sure about that. I mean, it's certainly possible. And I'm sure the record companies are going to use this pressure to force them to kind of like, what am I going to say? Basically, into some sort of agreement. I mean, that's one way to settle it, right? They could force them into an agreement so they don't have to settle in court or anything. But um, fun speculation. I want to go ahead and get your opinion. What do you think about this?
Well, I just started streaming recently, right? So, I'm kind of learning the ins and outs on what's allowed and what's not. And I freak out anytime I play Fortnite with my wife on stream, and then, you get in the car now and they have the radio stations. So one of those songs comes on, if it's like the BTS dance that she does or something, it's like, "Oh, am I going to get flagged for this?" Right? So that's one aspect. But like you're saying, going back to like even before, when it was more like the Wild West of what you kind of do what you want on Twitch, right? Now all those past streams are still there. But if you really think about it, even stuff that people have that is technically copyright free right now, there's no guarantee in the future that same content would be copyright free, because music can be transferred licenses. People can purchase, companies can purchase things, or whatever, right? So it's always going to be a gamble on if you play music and whether it's allowed or not. So to me, it's like trying to tame something that's uncontrollable. Now, what they could do is embrace the chaos and use it more as a promotional tool. You've seen what TikTok has done for artists, right? You have artists going out there making millions of dollars now, and record labels making millions of dollars now because of an app that has promoted songs in short clips for free, right? Nobody, I don't believe, is going to be using Twitch or YouTube gamer live streams as the main way of absorbing musical content, right? It's not ever going to be the mainstream way of listening to music. So if somebody's using it as a tool to promote their stream, it's because they're also endorsing that music and promoting that music. And as a record label, record company, I would hope that I would be thinking, "Hey, this is free advertising." So going from Twitch's side, they could do something like from Amazon. They could go and they could like use Amazon Music, right? Some implementation there. Say, okay, you can use anything that is on Amazon Music because Amazon owns Twitch and they have Amazon Music. They could work out something with the licensing or whatever. There's ways around it, but why they don't do it, I don't know. I think it's a deal that they have to work out with the record companies. Maybe the record companies need to ease up a bit. Maybe Amazon needs to pony up a little bit and work with them. I don't know who's to blame with it, but it doesn't go back on the blame on people just trying to have fun, play a game for an audience. And you think of the big streamers, right? When you think about this problem, but for people that are just starting out and don't even really understand all the laws and legalities of this, now those videos, unless they go back and delete them when they learn everything, they could get in trouble for stuff that they made when they just were figuring things out. So I personally, I just think they need to ease up on it if that answers anything.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. What I think really should happen is with the companies that do different things like that with the music in their games is like, let's say for example the next Forza game that Microsoft makes, right, or Xbox Game Studios makes, they should tell all the composers, the musicians that they license the tracks from, hey, listen, this is for a video game. We're going to pay for an unlimited extensive license, or you're going to sign some type of agreement that this can be streamed on streaming platforms and that you guys won't go after streamers or shut them down for DMCA violations, things like that. I think game companies can take the responsible step and do that. You
If they
see a lot.
haven't been, then that's a huge misstep because they already know that that's an issue, right? So this should have been, if that's not already happening, it should have been. BTS is like one of the biggest groups in the world right now. So when they go in Fortnite, which is also the most played game in the world right now, and to have their song, right, their most popular song right now in that game, you can I would think that somebody would have thought, hey, two and two together, this is going to be all over the internet, right, with YouTube streams and Twitch streams and stuff like that.
Yeah. Cerebral Paul says a lot of games have added streaming mode or mute copyrighted music. I mean, that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that. I'm sure there's a lot of people though that don't look in the settings or realize that. I know for a while there with Forza, we had to turn off the radio. It wasn't really a saying that says mute music or streaming mode, but it worked just as well to just mute it. And that's one way around some of these issues.
I
Uh,
didn't even know that existed.
yep, it's there. PK, what do you think about this?
So I think in the beginning, I was with Twitch before it was Twitch. It was like just TV or something crazy like that, and then they merged together before Amazon bought them. The thing about it is, there's no way to have foresight for, and I'm just kind of pushing back on the foresight idea because there's no way of knowing that streaming is going to be as big as it is today. I mean, just like we didn't know that digital streaming would be as big as it is today. People still think that CDs was just going to be here forever, right? And not to say CDs are gone, but you can't buy a brand new car with a CD player because everything's digital. And that's kind of my thing is we're in a transition where technology is just advanced to the point where this is the new norm. And I don't think they were ready, right? Amazon didn't buy Twitch just to be doing something. They're about to launch their own gaming service with Twitch being embedded. So I 100% feel like they just need time. Like we don't know what's going on behind closed doors, but I'm 100% sure they don't want Twitch to fail, and I know that they're probably on the ball trying to rectify these things. It might not be moving as fast as some of the music companies would like to, but it's not like they're losing, uh, like they're going to be homeless the next day if it don't get fixed tomorrow. I mean, it's 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 a situation where they absorbed a company that was already not only already built this way, but already had a culture that they had to change. It's not like YouTube where Google came in and then put the hammer down when they bought YouTube, right? Because YouTube wasn't like that either. Remember when YouTube started, you could do and play whatever you want. Now you got to be careful. So it's the same idea. Now that things have changed and we have evolved to the point where we have to, streaming is now monetary because it wasn't before. Now they have to create rules that they never had. And I'm not saying that Amazon can't do it. Amazon is a tech company. They definitely can do it, and they will because they want Twitch to be profitable and remain the number one streaming site. Um, it's just we don't know behind closed doors what's it going to take to monitor all that because it's so large. It's not like it's a small site where they can start off small and then build out from there. They have to start big and pretty much drop the hammer down almost like a shotgun with a broad stroke. And they really don't want to do that because there's a lot of money involved. So they have to be, very meticulous on how they are engage this kind of situation. So in my opinion, I think I understand there's a problem there, but also I think that they, uh, are doing what they should be doing is taking a, one step at a time approach because it's it's such a different situation unlike the other streaming platforms like Facebook, YouTube. They're just in a different space. They're the largest and they've been the largest, and it's like trying to tame an elephant. It's just a difficult thing, so you can only do it one day at a time. So I think they're definitely going to do something about it, but without losing their subscriber base and their monetary gains because you know, obviously, it, it, they're like I said, they're the largest, and that's kind of just my view on it. I don't think hell's gonna, the world's gonna end tomorrow if they don't get it together tomorrow. I highly doubt that. These music companies make money off of everything. They've been doing. Remember back in the day, people used to buy ringtones. Remember buying ringtones for your phone, like
Oh yeah.
come on, man. That's and it was a garbage ringtone at that. It wasn't even it was like a sound, like a 8-bit sound of the song or something. It wasn't even good, but they charge you like $3 or four
Yeah,
dollars for
way
it.
overpriced.
Yeah.
It was like ridiculous, right? So let's not cry shed no tears for the music company, okay? They've been getting over on people for years. I mean, I feel like streaming is getting over on people because you're streaming. You don't own anything. So you're paying them for nothing. They're keeping all the content and they just going to keep charging. So, and I'm not saying it's a bad deal. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to crap on anybody who has Apple Music, Spotify, or whatever. I'm just saying I don't have any feelings towards them being upset about this. I feel like they need to wait. If they thought they were going to lose money, then they should have been saying something before. They should have been working with Amazon or whoever to get it under control before now. Um, but since we're here, work with them to get it right instead of just complaining about it. Like I always say, come to me with a solution, not a problem, because we already know it's a problem. But come with a solution.
I think the main problem is that the record industry and the music industry and like Amazon and Twitch, whatever, they're going to work things out or whatever. But the people that are going to actually get hurt by it are the streamers that made mistakes in the past. I didn't mean to. You know what I mean?
And that's
So
facts. That facts. And it's unfortunate, but it's just it's unavoidable because of the nature of the platform. If it was smaller, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, right? It's just because of how large it is and how it's not regulated the way it should be, right? And that's they don't have the things put in place as of right now. And that's part of the problem. So yes, there's going to be lots of people getting swept under the rug, and it's unfortunate. And maybe that can be rectified. I have no idea. It all depends on what their policies look like. But I do believe that you're correct. There's going to be a lot of innocent people swept.
As far
And
as like, what Clown said too, I think like if they could really work, if they are going to try and police it instead of come up with a solution to allow it more, then policing it, they need to do something that's more easier on people. Like Clown said, maybe automatically mute the stream, give them a chance to fix it. Silence it as opposed to remove it. Right, remove instead of removing the creator,
I
silence the
100%.
content.
I 100% am for this, but it all comes to the agreement that they have with these teams, and and they don't care about the creators. They're thinking about their bottom dollar. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, that's probably not going to be part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Internet does this. Does reconnection successful? Says back online to YouTube.
Nope,
Florida man reconnects.
it ended. Clowns.
Yeah, it's
Oh, hold on.
trying to send
Hold
data
on.
to reconnect.
I'll refresh.
We're good. We're good.
No, that's the.
I
I'm
get out
going
of
to
get out of
channel.
close the window, close YouTube, and then go back into YouTube. It's running. It's fine.
Mm,
Oh,
It's just
actually,
catching
no,
up to the audience right now.
yeah, let me go back.
Actually, I think it restarted. I think because the video only has 45 minutes.
Yeah, but that's the video, so there is no new
Right,
stream
so you might
created
need
at the
to.
moment.
might need-
Clowns?
Yep, I'm here.
There's no
might
new
need to,
video created. You have to make a new one.
Yeah.
This will be a part 1 and part 2 stream.
Yep. Let me try to log into
Yeah.
YouTube and get that fixed.
So let's have a bunch of licensed music playing when we come back.
Man, and I want to tell about my thing from 8 years ago when I did some streaming on Twitch.
Yeah, I don't know how careful I need to be about that when there is copyright music come on from those games. I don't know if
I didn't care about that. I was a young boy.
I mean, you see YouTube reaction channels all the time. I mean, they gotta literally.
like
cut
Twins the new
and
trend. They're the
chop.
biggest thing right now, and all they do is react to
videos.
music videos.
Right.
So
So when
I
they're
got
reacting
a-
to music videos,
I got a
they're
buddy
reacting to
who
music video.
makes music
ahead.
who gives me 100% access to all his albums. He just wants the free
backlight.
promotion. So you definitely probably want to hit him up. He's a good guy. He just
Okay,
likes
let
the
me-
free advertisement.
There you go. Free advertisement.
Can you guys
There you go.
tweet it out since we had a Florida internet lag spike?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll retweet the first person that tweets.
Gotta love Florida.
but yeah, I'll hook you up with my friend though, man. He just wants the free advertisement. But he,
Yeah, heck yeah, man. So
Oh,
he doesn't
yeah.
mind it being used in just regular videos as well.
you have to talk to him about it, but I'm sure he'd be open to it.
I could use that as well, but yeah, the video
His
is like
music
that.
is fire. He just dropped his last album last week, and it's fire. So
It's burning.
definitely want to check him out. Man, I had him on my show. When you guys get a chance, 1v1.
Put it in Discord or in DM on Twitter.
Yeah, okay, I sure will. I can't right
Yeah.
this second, but I will as soon as I get my hands free.
Sorry about that, guys. For those of you that are in the chat right now, had a little technical difficulty, but we're getting everything going right now.
And we'll make sure to go back and say everything we said for the first 45 minutes, exactly how we said it, just to make sure it's all in one stream.
Flymish said he's gonna sing a song for everybody.
No. What? No, I didn't agree.
Is the song called Death Nut?
No.
It's probably called Boys in the Hood. Ooh.
Boys in the hood are always home.
Oh, we got to be careful, guys.
Well,
Hey,
yeah. Sorry.
nothing's saying we
Probably-
can't sing it.
Yeah, can I? What if I sing it and it's so accurate?
Nope, that doesn't count.
No, that's fair use. That's
Heck
fair
yeah,
use.
man! All right, that's the entertainment on my streams from now on. I'm just gonna freaking sing everything.
You gonna be rapping and playing a guitar?
Well, that'd be hard to do
I-
with the controller in my hand.
I have my piano behind me. I just have to learn the song. That's all.
Stephanie wants Flamish to sing.
What? No.
Yes, Flamish, you want? She's requesting you to sing "Boys in the Hood."
I don't
Right
know
now.
that song. What song is that actually?
He only knows Belgian folk music.
You need
No.
to learn "Boys in the Hood." That's your pull up, Google the lyrics, and you're gonna be like, "What?"
Sing. You can sing in Flemish, like make an intro song for Four Guys Recorders in Flemish.
Is it from Easy E?
From Easy.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, do
Yeah.
a freestyle about Snoopkiss.
I can't rap. That's like my worst thing ever. I can change my voice from high to low. But yeah.
No. That's enough of that. Well, Flamish is
Beautiful.
done with his singing career and ended as quick as it started.
I haven't
So,
started yet.
Flamish,
I
I think we just
we didn't get to you on this DMCA stuff, right? You said you got some stories from 8 years ago.
I got a story from 8 years ago when I was a wee little lad. I was only 21 years old. Was living with my foster father back in the day, and I was streaming on Twitch back then. And I had like 10 viewers like at the time, like all the time. It was very fun to do, and I always did the same thing. So I had 1 hour doing my shows, and I was streaming like 4 or 5 hours every day. Because I did need to work. I worked like in the cafe below where I live, because we ran a cafe, like a bar, and on the side I did my streaming stuff as a hobby, I would say. And yeah, it was very fun. Like I always did those, like you give me any link you want, then I put it on the stream and we react to it together and stuff. So I was maybe one of those early channels where people react to stuff they see and stuff. And I was always like putting music on that was like copyright and everything. Now I know better, of course, but back in the day, Twitch didn't think about all that stuff. Like I think there was how long does Twitch exist exactly?
I don't
8
know. But
years,
YouTube,
10 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
it's
say
been that long, hasn't it?
between 8
Wow.
to 10 years. I would think.
Really?
Yeah, so
Probably before you were born, Flemish.
No. I'm 29 clowns. How can you forget?
YouTube's like that disciplined father, while Amazon or Twitch was like that cool uncle that gave you a 20 every now and then.
Yeah. Actually, I do still have some pictures from back in the day, which is funny. I got an intro from
that for your
my
OnlyFans?
old name and stuff. No OnlyFans. Everybody wants me to open an OnlyFans or something. I don't know what's going on. Like, do they have some dreams over here? What's going on? Like the Belgium guy on OnlyFans?
I guess you'll find out once you do it.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, right?
Nah, I'm not gonna try.
Why not? Why not?
I don't. I don't know.
Never know, man.
I
think
never,
you
I
might-
never been to that site before, so I don't even know what I have to.
It's all right.
What I
I'm
have
sure
to-
you'll
what I'm
find
gonna
once you
find.
get there.
You might get that fame you've always been looking for.
Exactly.
Z Black Rider says, if you can sing the Russian national anthem, he'll give you a follow.
But the funny thing is, Black Rider, you already follow me.
Hey, hey,
Oh wait, so you basically just told him to unfollow you until you could sing it.
hey, hey, send the
Do you know
follow
what? I'll
notification.
maybe I'll think about it and maybe do it on my charity stream. I'll think about it. But no, yeah, I think it has a little bit to do with the growth as well, because if you look at the Twitch growth over the last years, it's been growing so much, and it's been
Yeah,
growing
Justin
so much
TV
for
is
a
what
long
it
time.
was. That's
I
exactly what it was.
Yeah, I think it's just like the growth and like putting all those structures together. Even YouTube has still trouble with DMCA's, right? They're using an automated system to see if everything's copyrighted and stuff. Like if Twitch would do the same thing and make everything automated, that would be horrible. So I don't think they really had to structure, like they have to do something now, but I don't think they have the infrastructure to really go after the copyright system. So yeah, they basically go manually through all the videos, I guess, to delete them. But they had some stuff that they actually like deleted the audio from your vault before. If you post the music and there's no audio in your vault anymore for the certain time when the music was played. So I don't know. Yeah.
And just to follow up, Justin TV, man, before it became Twitch, it literally allowed you to stream everything. I'm talking about pay-per-views, TV, cable TV, everything.
Yeah,
I
everybody was
am
using that to like watch things that they didn't have to pay for, you know.
exactly. It was that platform, so it's definitely
I've got a question. Is it actually forbidden to stream, like let's say BlizzCon? Everyone knows BlizzCon, right? And BlizzCon you actually need to pay for. Is that allowed to stream
nope.
that to an
You
audience?
you cannot without permission.
Ah, okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't know Justin. Uh, what's his name again? Justin TV.
The
Yeah,
interesting thing is the
Justin.
video games, technically, we're being allowed to, but they could easily just shut it down if they wanted to, right? I mean,
Have you
They
seen the
could.
reaction from that one guy that made a bad comment about streamers need
yes,
to pay? Yeah, that's never
The
gonna happen, man. It's
no,
the
never gonna
Google.
happen ever that they gonna not allow streamers to like stream the games, because it makes so much publicity and gives the developer so much chance to actually show the game to the world.
I
Yeah,
mean, it's
so
grow.
look at Among Us, right? Among Us came out in 2018. It only
Mhm.
became popular like a month or so ago because a streamer decided to put it on Twitch, and now it's made all kinds of dumb money.
Yeah,
Yep.
So yeah,
Yep.
they're not gonna take away that free publicity. And part of it is when you play a game, that's you doing something. That's you interacting. So it's like content creation. It's like playing a guitar. Even though you might play a melody that's from a song, you're playing the guitar. It's not someone else. So they can't monitor. You know what I mean? They can't take that from you.
Hmm.
well, they're smart too, knowing the audience. Like, my daughter doesn't watch TV; she watches YouTube, right? She watches Twitch. She watches streams. So the majority of, I'm not going to say, maybe not the majority. I don't know exactly the numbers 100%, but it seems like a lot of people just watch YouTube now and don't really watch TV anymore, right? So to have all these people have YouTube channels and streams promoting your game just everywhere, the video game industry has grown dramatically just by the sheer amount of presence that it has in just the everyday um, exposure to kids and what they're seeing on YouTube and Twitch and all that stuff. So to take that away would be crazy, you
Well, I
know.
would say there's a caveat to that, right? Because the Japanese companies still will hit you on
Right.
some of their stuff because they feel like you're taking money out their pocket. I don't know why it's like that, but they do.
They're just late to the
Um,
party. They'll get on board. I think Nintendo's even eased up. Where they
Nintendo
were
has
one of.
eased up, but they have shut down a lot of channels. Um,
Before, yeah, because they stream their content, and they were actually paid servers before. Like they actually sometime like made you pay to use their content to stream or to make videos of it,
Hmm.
which is yeah, that's different. They tried that. They actually it didn't go over well. Let's say that.
There's something I want to say about this while we're on this topic is that we made a video not that long ago on the news show that Flemish and I did, and I put WWE Battlegrounds in there, that new arcade wrestling game, and we got hit first by WWE for what they claimed was a live event, that we were airing like one of their live events that was pay-per-view. So I disputed that, and while that was in dispute, then Fox Networks came in and said that we were airing like a WWE live wrestling event, and they called it a different one. I can't remember what they called it, but it was pretty bad. And then by the time that WWE dropped theirs, then Fox decided to drop theirs. It was almost like they team up on you sometimes. And we didn't even have sound. It was just the video. So YouTube's content ID system is getting smarter, and they're identifying just the videos even without the audio. Which I think is
Yeah.
insane because
which is true.
And it's
Uh,
even funny because it's not the full screen. It's like the small screen in the like on the side, right? Like some people used to flip their video over to like trick the system, but that doesn't even work anymore.
no,
Like
they have an automatic algorithm. Because remember earlier this year when, and I'm sorry for cutting you off, Flamish. I just want to make this
no
point.
problem. No problem.
Um, remember the Last of Us 2 fiasco?
Yes.
Okay. There was an automated thing out there that not only hit YouTube videos, but also Facebook and Twitch. It was so bad that even when Sony was promoting their Last of Us 2, they got hit by their own automated system. They're- They got their Twitter taken offline.
Yeah, I
Do you
remember that
guys
was
remember
so
that?
fun.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yo,
Oh
they got
god.
their own stuff
Yeah,
banned,
Sony
and they
Sony got Sony strike themselves. Hilarious.
yes.
Yeah,
So
with their own video. Yeah.
yes, so it is an automated algorithm that reaches out and strikes or tags your stuff, and it's not always a manual person, right? It should be, because then they can kind of make a determination. Hey, this is nothing, right? But they have stuff. So and I'm gonna just let you know, clowns. If it's UFC, WWE, any of that stuff, they automatically, especially when they having a pay per view come up, they're automatically out looking for streams or any content that could be leaking. I am not playing with you. ESPN almost took my neck off when I was talking about the UFC event last week, and I was just talking about it. Okay, it wasn't like I was showing anything. So they have those things sitting out there, and far as how this ties in, yes, it shouldn't be that broad. That's that broad stroke I was talking about that YouTube does that Twitch does not do. They
It's
they can't do that. They literally have to use a scalpel and put together a system that can maybe flag it to let them see it first before they do anything about it. It should not be an actionable item off rip because there's so much, like which mentioned before, people's channels getting taken down and they're innocent, right? They may not know the rules, they're innocent, they're not even sure what they did wrong, and it should be a system that allows interaction and engagement, because not even YouTube has that. If you get hit by YouTube, it's more of a hassle than anything to try and defend yourself. So it's I think, especially when it comes to the size of Twitch, you have to sit there and work through those, because the last thing you want to do is put a system in that does a broad stroke, and then 90% of your top earners are gone.
Mm. Yeah, it was even more funny for us because Capcom, who is just a game developer, right? Like a publisher. Sorry. They actually also like copyright claimed us with one of their. I think it was Resident Evil 7 or
Village. Yeah.
Yeah, Village. Yeah, they copyright claimed us on that one. Like,
And no music, and it was us
Yeah.
talking over it like we're doing like, like a news show, like no different than a typical news show. I dispute most of that stuff, and I tell them, listen, I'm like, I am like a journalist. I talk about the news, and under fair use, I have a right to use clips and images. It's not like a bread and butter thing for me. This is a news thing, no different than being on Fox or CNN. I put that in all my disputes. Flamish just went ahead and just like took it out because he didn't want to deal with the hassle. But I will always dispute that stuff no matter what.
Yeah,
Fight
it
it.
was pretty. It was new to me. Like I started managing the channel first, and then Clowns came in, and he was like, oh, "Okay, we'll distribute it," and I'm like, "Huh?" I didn't know what that was. So yeah, you learned me a little bit about it. Clowns, you're a horrible driver, I have to say. Sorry.
Well, listen, I
Is
had
he
some.
playing
I had
Forza or
some
Wreckfest?
Wreckfest. Yeah, I had some issues on this one. My car was underpowered. But in all seriousness, I mean, going into next gen, I'm moving the topic along because I know Flemish has like retro renegades probably. But the next topic is that apparently Xbox has decided that they're going to change the way that they do their party chats, because apparently currently right now it's peer to peer, and that has been causing some DDoSing issues. Now, I know that when I used to play Rainbow Six Siege, if you would party up with random people on Siege, if they would invite you in, they would use like Wireshark or something and get your IP address, and then they would DDoS you while you're playing Siege against them. It was like a funny thing for them to do, and they'd make videos on it. I didn't really think it was widespread beyond the communities, like beyond that. But apparently, Xbox is taking an approach similar to what they did with Skype a long time ago, where they're going to make it server based. So it's to remove that peer to peer structure. I mean, and that does help some streamers, especially if you're a streamer, right? Let's say the Belgian sensation grows into like this massive audience like Justin Bieber or something, and you're in a party chat with him and you're like, oh, I'm just going to go ahead and DDoS him while he's singing his Flemish song. You know what I mean? Uh, so I think it's a good thing. I think it's something that they should have done a long time ago. And it would probably help with a lot of issues that people have in parties anyway, where some people have a hard time connecting to each other. Then you got to back out, start a new party, reset your router, restart your Xbox. I mean, there's so many issues that just it being server based would have fixed anyway from the get go. And I'm surprised that Xbox hasn't taken the initiative to do this before. They did this with Skype, I think, around 2015 finally. I want to go to you, Midway, because I know that you didn't really have a lot to say on the last topic. But what do you think about this, man?
It's a good thing. It's a very good thing. I mean, video games isn't far from the reach of bullies as well. I mean, I like that they're doing this now. I feel like they were probably waiting until the next generation to get it going for the technology and stuff like that, especially with the boxes being more capable of doing many things. Obviously this doesn't apply to me. I'm not a rager. I'm not somebody that likes to bash other people. I think the most offensive thing I will ever say to somebody is like, WTF, man. That's it. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, this is I like it. I'm glad they're paying attention, and I hope that this will start to get rid of the trend of rager cyberbulliers.
Yeah, I mean it is a good step. Uh, PK, what do you think?
So, probably why they haven't touched on it before is because peer to peer is free. It's not something they have to monitor or maintain, right? So it's just ease of access. Not to say, and on top of that, they they're now established with their Azure to be able to have those cloud-based server side options. So I think it was more or less that now it's gotten to the point where it's cheap enough to do it.
Okay.
Um, and you know, obviously there's security involved because now they can manage it server base and not have to wait to somebody, whole bunch of reports that actually can do more interactive because your profile is a roaming profile. It's just a lot of cool technology things come about, and now that we're going into the Azure infrastructure. We're probably already in there, but more than likely we're going to be more implemented going forward now that we have xCloud, et cetera, et cetera. So it just kind of makes sense. It all fits together. And to make it a seamless transition between xCloud, Xbox, PC, what have you. Because since you have a roaming profile, it's easier to put ACLs on your profile and do things like that. Uh, Also, it will also enhance the chat quality, right? Because now we don't have to uh, I forget what codec they use, but the chat quality will go up now that it's not peer to peer. And like you stated before, a lot of people are on Wi-Fi, so they don't port forward their stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of NATs that are restricted, which keep people from connecting, communicating, and all that stuff. So if it's hosted server side, then we don't have to really worry about that. It will be a issue with that person connecting to the server and not to each other on that end. So technically
Uh,
wise, it's a good idea.
Fun. You got any thoughts on this?
I think it's just another improvement to services, from Xbox, and they just keep doing this stuff. And whether we're asking for it or not, they just keep improving things behind the scenes and making the entire experience better. Whether it's this has got multiple benefits, like these guys have been saying, whether it's to protect us from guys that are trying to just be jerks and ruin our experience, or whether it's to have less issues with party chat, because we have all been there where the more people start popping into party chat, you start having issues with connections, and you end up having to start new parties, create new parties, restart Xboxes, like they've been saying, and to have everything more seamless with less hassle and less troubleshooting. But shout out also to party chat, because before Discord, before PlayStation had party chat or anything, Xbox Live had party chat and brought us this that kind of changed the way we all interact, together with gaming, where we started forming little groups, where we play multiple games at the same time. And this is improving that experience to another level, just making it more seamless and with less hassles. So I'm excited. Any little thing they do that improves it overall. That's all I got.
Okay. Blamish, any thoughts on this?
Yeah, for me, back in the day on PC, because I know this back on PC, right? I've been playing PC since I was 3 years old. That was back on. Oh my god,
That
so
was 80
long
years
ago.
ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got this long beard. I'm just hiding it somewhere. No, okay. So peer to peer back in the like it's a bad experience overall. Like you're connecting to someone's internet, and that's your connection. Like if they're like far away, you got like a laggy game. Like back in Counter Strike, it was actually an advantage to be the host of the server from peer to peer back in the time. Because the others would lag and you would just snipe them off so easily. That was the trick I did when I was a kid. Shh, no one knows.
Wow, so
Halo
mean.
2 shotgun host.
No, but overall, like technology is only getting better, and this is just one step closer to getting that Azure cloud and like that internet experience we all want. So it's only getting better. So
So
it's good they're getting rid of it somewhere.
I think to add on to that, I mean, Microsoft evolved from Skype to using Teams, and Teams is a much better client. So server to client, I'm thinking that they might be using that same technology on the back end, and that's probably what making it better, right?
Maybe. I mean, and plus, like you alluded to before,
Mhm.
it's an easier way to monitor people. And I think as we're going into the future, we've seen with PlayStation updating their terms of service, got everybody all riled up about listening 5-second clips or whatever or whatnot. And then they said, oh no, it's just in case somebody in the party records you. It really wasn't. I mean, because people really don't have permission to record you unless you give them permission. So it had to be for Sony. And maybe this is a way for Microsoft to kind of enforce rules and toss and report violations to federal law enforcement if somebody says something that's kind of like out of whack or all out of a normal conversation. And they're probably gonna have to update their terms too. I mean, in the initial Windows 10 preview terms, when I read it a long time ago, it said that even if you type something on your keyboard that could be deemed a threat to yourself or others, they could still report that, but not like I don't think they took any action on it. It was just something that was in there because it probably has to be in there. So maybe this is where it comes to fruition with the server based kind of thing.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, I work in cyber forensics, and pretty much anything you do on your machine can be held against you, even if you delete it. If you think, because it's never really truly deleted, let's be real. You guys think you have gotten rid of those photos, but it's not gone. It's on your machine until you actually shred that drive. It's on there. Um, but yeah, I think part of it is they have to say these things to cover themselves, right? That's part of the legality of it. So um, definitely have those things in place just in case, kind of thing. A CYB is what I usually call it, cover your butt. And yes, I agree with you 100%, clowns. That's probably the case.
Yeah. And I know that what you said working in cybersecurity, that stuff's never truly deleted. And there was things where you could shred files over and over with DoD standards multiple times, like 12, 16, 32, 48 times in a row, and then re-encrypt what you shredded and then shred it again and write it over with zeros. And I think that was one way people were trying to get stuff from so that it wasn't recoverable. And then Linux can do some amazing things sometimes when you hook up Linux and you use like forensic stuff on Linux. I had a client a long time ago that had to get lost photos, and she had deleted her drive maybe like 6 or 7 times and installed new operating systems on it. And with Linux, I was able to look in empty spaces and repiece pictures together. And man, were there some really weird pictures on there that she asked me to repiece together. I haven't
Absolutely, absolutely.
I haven't
You
done
wouldn't believe
stuff
some of
like
the
that
tools you
in
can use.
yeah, I haven't done it in years, so I only imagine it's gotten better. Um,
Oh yeah, more expensive, but yes,
yeah.
gotten better.
Excuse me, guys, while I go shred all my hard drives.
Well, don't only shred them.
Uh,
I mean,
no,
demagnetize them,
ju-
drop them in water. Like you know, do a whole bunch
No,
of
no,
stuff.
water wouldn't do good. Just get neodymium magnet, the strongest magnet on Earth, and just put it over there.
Take it
It's
to the
gonna be good.
recycling plant and watch them recycle it.
No, take one of those shredders. The shredders are fun. There are
Flamish
multiple
has a
videos
bunch of his
online.
OnlyFans test pictures on his hard drive right now.
Yes, he's already
Oh,
like
come on, guys.
Flamish already has a plan, like to shred stuff that he's been watching. He hasn't told us yet, but he's like,
Well,
I
he's in
hope.
Belgium, so the laws don't apply. U.S. laws don't apply to him.
Yeah, but
No,
don't
true.
Euro laws have longer retention? I believe on servers. So I mean,
Really?
yeah, Euro has longer retention laws, but it's
Oh,
more.
that's right. They do
Yeah.
because they changed it last year. I think you have to hold it up to 15 years.
Hmm.
I think that's the new GDP thing that we had to all go through in cybersecurity. Yep,
Yeah.
15 years, man.
The only difference
Gosh,
is in Europe they have to tell you if you're being served a warrant. I think that's what one of the biggest differences are.
So, but that's good for me because I'm not going to do
So
it
he's
in
prepared.
OnlyFans.
See, he's like, 15 years.
you're using your
You're using my words
alter
against
ego.
me. Don't put words into my mouth.
Using your
No.
alter ego. Sorry, man.
Yeah,
I gotta
sorry.
tell
My
him to come
wife's
get you.
brother is actually like super into computers and everything, and he always told us don't throw away your computer, your PC tower, because people could get your information off the hard drive if they really wanted to, and do all that. Even if you like think you've gotten everything off, you know what I mean. So I have actually like 5 computers in my garage right now that are
Yep,
like old.
it's called dumpster diving. But yes,
Yeah,
they do that.
Oh yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely want to make sure that you see those things be destroyed. Magnets are good. Is magnets
Very
is the first way, and then I would before I would get rid of stuff a long time ago, I would let it sit like in chemical water for like hours upon hours, maybe days sometimes.
What? How do
you
you
can
know
still
all that
recover from
stuff?
that.
Oh,
There's free Linux software that help you wipe them. Like you said, overwrite them with zeros and ones. That you can use depending on the size of the drive. Depends on how quick it can get done. Like anything
Yeah,
over 100 gigs, it'll be like 6 to 8 hours.
yeah.
I've got the feeling there are some criminals in this chat at the moment.
Relax. This is what I do for a living, bro.
Yeah, don't worry, Flamish. They're not after people that play video games. They're after people that do a lot more dangerous and deadly stuff than that. That's like nothing. They don't even care about that half the time.
Yes, I'm a gamer on my.
Okay.
Why you feeling
Don't
some
worry,
type of way?
Flemish.
Wait a minute.
No, nothing.
Don't worry, Flat.
I can act, No. That's
He's
not
Tricky
he's
the
question
he's
for
actually
Flamish.
surfing your computer right now as you speak, Flamish. You just don't even know it.
Don't tell him that.
But my computer is only like 6 months old. No, from
It
me.
didn't shut
So
off on
only.
its own, Flamish.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Hey,
Yeah, the
Flemish.
weird thing is my RAM sticks always glow even when the PC is off. I can still recharge my headset.
Hey, Flemish. When that light comes on where your camera is, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Oh no, it's my microphone. Since I plugged my microphone in, the red light on top is always blinking, like it's always on. It's like it's recording every word I say all the time, even when.
It's not. Don't worry about it.
No, I don't believe all that stuff, man.
Well, I'm sorry to derail the topics
Oh,
there.
that's all right. I mean, that's a good. I like that topic. Me and you could do a cybersecurity show. I would love that.
Yo,
So, as we're talking about cybersecurity, I just want to let you guys know that Facebook, the most privacy friendly place on earth, is launching.
I heard the sarcasm in your voice.
Yes, it's like the yellow pages of modern day, and nobody realizes it. So they're launching a cloud gaming based service, except it's not going after the hardcore gamers. It's going after like the casual market, and it seems to be cashing in on mobile gaming. It's supposed to be like hey, you're on Facebook, you want to log into the Facebook cloud and you tap on a mobile game and it instantly loads. Now, this is interesting because this is more like browser based, right? So, this is one way to get around the Android, Google Store, and iOS Store policies of in game microtransactions.
Mainly iOS, but yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, Flemish, I know why you need to go. You need to delete your hard drive. So, I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be super significant, at least for a majority of us gamers. But I think, in a demographic where mobile gaming is really popular, it's gonna hit that 3 billion market, and a lot of people are gonna take off hyper casuals as they call them, on their way to office, work, or in the bathroom, sitting on the commode, the proper term there, using that kind of stuff. So, Fun, let me go to you on this. What do you think? Do you think this is a big deal? You think anybody should care about this?
You think so? It seems like it's kind of more after the same kind of market. Maybe it's like Apple Arcade, that kind of
Yeah,
deal, right?
it's like more mobile based.
So, I mean, I think it has potential. I don't know what Apple Arcade's numbers are as far as how well they've done, but I know that what was that farmers game that was on Facebook for a long time?
Farmville.
Farmville, yeah, like games like that, Candy Crush. Um, it's good for a different audience altogether. I don't know. Is this like do you have to pay for this? Does
No,
anybody
right now it's free. You can
right?
test it out. I don't know if they'll
Well,
eventually charge for it.
for the type of games that are going to be on it, I think it seems like it might just be a way of getting maybe a better quality of games through the browser potentially. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what the utilization is of it for because Facebook is all browser based anyway, right? It's all is it like Flash games pretty much?
I mean, Flash is kind of outdated now because of all the security bugs, but yeah, it's probably like HTML5 and
It's
and
probably Java
Java.
based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean,
Nobody
those
uses
games are
Flash.
so accessible everywhere anyway. So I don't really, I may be the wrong person to ask about this because I don't really know what the point is if it's already so easily accessible through browsers with Facebook and stuff, unless they're looking to improve the kind of games that can be on their service. That's the only thing I could think of.
Froggy said he tried it the other day, and it ran pretty smoothly for an Android game. He said
Yeah.
they're streaming higher end Android games, so maybe
Okay,
higher
so
end, like,
that's why, yeah. So they want to get into that like a little bit better like mobile game market, because they've been limited, I guess, on the browser based games. So I think it may be for like my mom, who sits in her apartment and she plays Candy Crush. This might be something a way for her to discover a different kind of game than she would have ever had before. But as far as I don't think it's a big deal, honestly. Like casual gaming to me is a huge market, and it's always going to be a huge market. But it's nothing that I really think about, you know. So
Flamish, since you got to go soon, what do you think about this? Are you gonna sit there and play Candy Crush on the Facebook gaming app, or you actually
While
gonna play
singing
Candy
in Russian. While singing in Russian.
and
I
touching
I
your
I've
candy
played some
balls?
Oh, yeah.
Farmville back in the day with my family actually. Like we were all into it for some time, which is weird. But yeah, don't really have too much to say on this topic actually, which is a first.
What? Let's hear that song then.
yeah. Have you learned the Russian anthem yet, Flamish?
I have not heard it yet. I need to hear it first. I do know the Kazakhstan one from Borat.
In my mind, I don't know why, but I think of the intro music to Command and Conquer.
When you hear the Kazakhstan?
No, for the Russian anthem. Just the opening Command and Conquer music, the marching.
I don't even know. The
You're
only
too
thing
young
I'm
for Command
thinking
and
about
Conquer,
is
Belt.
probably like the communism like clicker game. That's like
Well, it's Nod versus GDI. You need to go play Command and Conquer.
Command and Conquer from back in the day. Hold on, PC.
They just had a remaster.
Yeah, I probably have to buy it someday. Probably next year then. Or maybe I'll try it. But not for now. No, I cannot say too much about this topic. Sorry, it's a little bit like, yeah, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank, I think, about this.
Well, Flemish, I do want to
Flemish.
let you know that you still have one person in Russia that is watching right now. I'm probably waiting for that Russian anthem that you promised to
Well,
sing in Flemish language.
I heard that. You promised?
Yeah,
You
he
can't go
did.
back on your promise.
I
Can't go back on
didn't
your
promise.
Can't
When
go
did
back
I
on your
promise?
promise.
But I know I never go back on my promises. I always keep my words. But I didn't promise. No,
Isn't it called like Mother Russia or something?
I don't know at all.
I have no idea. I think it's funny you said that though.
Maybe I'll record a video of it so you can play it next time or something planned. I'll think of something. Maybe Saturday.
I have the lyrics in front of me, but I can't sing it because
Or you
I don't
can
know what
sing-
any of it means.
Or you can sing the Boys in the
Russian,
Hood song.
Russian anthem. Lyrics.
But
Fight,
Clowns, you could
fight the
play it
power.
on the stream, but you might get a copyright strike.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, you're probably right.
You can put the lyrics on the screen. And then Flemish can sing it.
You know,
Yeah.
somebody actually said in one of the chats that as we were talking about the copyright stuff is when I lost internet connection. So they were joking that maybe that's what happened. I mean, who knows? Is a possibility.
Yeah, actually, I found the English translation of the song on the bottom
By the
of
way,
the 1944 version of
Somebody says
1977.
a $5 super chat is Flemish sings something. Ooh.
So Flemish, it's called the state anthem of the Russian Federation, and it's in C major. Go.
I don't even know what C major is.
Oh, I thought you had that beautiful singing voice.
I put the first lyrics in the chat.
Okay, hold on. Let me try. Okay,
I don't know how
We'll
close
see,
is Belgian to Russian.
it's not gonna work. That's what I'm gonna say. No, I'm not gonna try now. I have to practice. I cannot do it like that.
Can you hum any video game music?
Give us Halo.
Yeah.
No. What? Hold on. What do you think of Super Mario?
Yeah, okay, do
Yes.
it. Let's hear it.
Hold on.
Don't tell me you have to look this up, Flamish.
I need.
I heard
It's
clicking.
the tune. I forgot the tune.
Da 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 da.
You can't lead them on.
Okay. Bum 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 bum.
What the hell
There
is
we
that?
go. All right, now go. Now go to the dungeon. I think he passed.
I don't know if I call that
Wait,
a
Flemish.
pass.
How about
Wait.
invincibility?
Flemish. Have you? I'm gonna ask you. Have you seen the Super Mario TV show before?
No. Is
That's
that TV?
actually.
Oh, the
that's
movie?
actually has. No, it's a TV show. It actually has lyrics. Maybe you
What?
should look at that and then sing that next time. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up. No,
The
man.
guy that played- the guy
I
that
really
played-
need to go, Clowns.
So Bex says you should stick to Spice Girls.
if you want to be my lover. Okay.
Okay.
He knew that one right off
Hey.
the top of his head.
I know he's
Yeah,
seen
he
that in the
did.
shower.
Yeah, I
I'd
practiced
look that
that.
up.
I practiced that song for over an hour to get it right on the show from the first time.
He bought the
Um,
ringtone back in the day for $3.
I was actually thinking of maybe buying that costume for Saturday, but it's a little bit too pricey. So
Just wear your OnlyFans costume for Saturday.
okay,
Got
hold
quiet.
on.
Got quiet.
Z Black Ride is asking me 3 words. I can do 3 words. Zvias.
You might want to translate that first to make sure he's not trying to trick you into saying something crazy.
Yeah, because we do have somebody watching from Russia on goodgame.ru, so somebody is hanging out with us. Whoever that is,
but
you are awesome. Just letting you know.
It's a bot.
One bot? I don't know.
Hold on.
It's the
I
Russian
got the
bot.
translation. Our secret state. That's the sacred state. That's the thing. So I'll try. Okay, I'll try. One thing. Okay. Sia zviaznienia nasha держава.
I think the FBI just knocked on my door.
Class, see what you got here from Stephanie. That's
Yeah.
see, even my burpee spice is coming up there. So, yeah.
Thank you so much
Don't
for that
pity him,
donation,
Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Yay.
That's a pity super chat.
You're making Flemish blush right now,
Aw.
probably.
Bless you, Stephanie, for that super chatty.
And Z Black Rider says 0 Russia forever. I'll buy that. Well, maybe Flemish. Maybe you have a career in singing. That could be your OnlyFans. You sing privately for a group of people.
Yep, sing privately. I like how that sounds.
Privately
Yeah.
by yourself in the shower, Flamish. Nowhere else, please.
I always sing in the shower. That's a problem.
That's the best time to do your OnlyFans.
What's your go-to song in the shower, Flamish?
Mostly sing Linkin Park.
Oh, he
Nice.
Mitzi!
Oh, yeah.
Wow!
Shower, you're like, and in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, don't butcher the song, please.
Oh, shots
hit a nerve.
fired from the
hit a
Belgian
nerve.
sensation.
Across
No,
the
he does
nation, clowns. Don't forget it. God damn it.
Yeah, I know.
Got the ribbit.
I don't even think we got to midway on this cloud game and stuff, do we?
Yeah.
Phase?
I'll see you guys later. Clowns, you can do the outro for me. You know where to find me anyway, so.
Yep, I will.
Okay.
Find you
See you
on the
later,
internet
guys.
somewhere.
Was
See you
fun
again,
having
Easy,
you all.
Flamish.
Also see you in chat, guys. Flemish out. Bye.
You can find Flamish on his hard drive with all of his photos.
Where he's taking a hammer to secretly delete it because he thinks that PK's been spying on him now through his webcam.
Yeah. He's not paranoid, is he?
No, I don't think so.
Well, now he is.
You guys are terrible.
Flamish is fun. He's cool.
Flamish could do a duet with Fun Speculation. Avis says.
Oh, I'll sing. My wife's actually secretly taped me singing like some school thing for my daughter yesterday. I was like joking around, and she put it on Twitter.
Oh wow, that's bad.
It was a song about soil.
Oh, nice. It's like one of those songs you just make up randomly.
No, it's like, anybody who's been doing like school at home with their kids or whatever, they have this thing called vocabulary, and they have these like
gotcha.
other things where they have these songs that are
Yep.
like 2 real songs, but they like sing about subjects. So this was a song about soil in the form of Royals by Lord.
Okay.
And
I did that.
What was it? And we can always be soil.
Soil, yeah, something like that. And then we can watch the plants grow. It's crap like that. I don't know. But hey, it's on Twitter, thanks to my wife.
I'm gonna have to look that up. That is pretty funny.
About to go viral.
It is. Yeah, it is gonna go viral now. I'm sure that you mentioned it. Fun. People are gonna
Oh
look that
no.
up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's going to be viral in Russia.
Well, we got one person in Russia watching, but they do listen to the podcast feed. There's actually a lot of people in Russia that listen to the podcast feed for
That's
some
awesome.
reason. Yeah, I don't know how or why, but they picked it up and they're listening to us. Maybe when they hear Flamish, the listeners will increase after that. But to try to get this back on topic midway, this Facebook gaming, cloud gaming stuff, that even if it's more powerful Android games, is this something that you could see yourself using?
I gotta see like what kind of games are gonna be coming out with it. Like I got Game Pass Ultimate and will be more capable to use when I start using xCloud, which I know what kind of games I'm getting with the xCloud. So I'm not really much of a Farmville guy, or I mean, I think I tried it for like a week and everything died. I just didn't have time. So
It's a job.
yeah, I mean, this is I just I gotta see what kind of catalog they have before I can speak on how interested I am.
Okay, I mean that sounds fair. I looked at it and I didn't see anything that like really stuck out to me, um, and I really hope that they don't really start charging for it. I just don't. I mean, I wouldn't pay for it, but it's not to say that somebody else wouldn't pay at the same time. PK, what do you?
Are you saying real quick?
Well,
Are you saying that you won't? Are you saying that you won't pay Luna prices for Facebook gaming?
no, absolutely not. No, I'd rather pay Luna prices for Luna. I wouldn't. How much is Stadia?
Stadia. You have to buy your games, and if you want it 4K, you gotta pay $10 a month.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
forget that. That's
Now, so if Facebook started having like major games,
If it was just
like
a subscription, it wouldn't be so bad. But since you gotta purchase the games too, it makes it kind of worse.
yeah, it
Stadia, I
does.
don't get it.
So they may have to change their structure a little bit.
Well, plus you can't even the new Chrome stick or whatever doesn't even come with the
The
app built
Chrome,
in, right?
the Google TV.
Yeah.
No, you can play Game Pass Ultimate on it though.
It's like what sense does that make? Like if you're really behind your product and you have your mainstream device that is for accessing content on a TV, right? To not have your gaming platform already loaded on.
Well, they don't have the YouTube integration either, but that they promised.
Crazy.
PK, what do you think about it?
So I think it'll be successful because it's already it's already established uh, platform, right? Um, my mom plays Facebook games religiously. She's never been a gamer in her whole life, but she is addicted to Words with Friends and whatever that puzzle game you guys mentioned. And uh, so one, they're trying to get out there just like Microsoft is and Amazon, right? Because we know that iOS specifically have a problem with game streaming on their platform. It breaks their quote unquote terms of service, is what they say. Um, but uh, the cool thing is that um, they're going to reach the audience that probably won't pick up a console or probably won't pick up a PC or any of that kind of stuff. And I think that's their goal because just like Phil Spencer said, there are billions of gamers out there, not millions. So it doesn't matter how many consoles you sell if you only reach the uh, s- same amount of people. So since Facebook's already established with billions of people on it, it's easy to get them to transition to play their games because most of them are already doing it, and it makes them play even more games. If you get what I'm saying, gets them more involved. And s- as of right now, since there's no subscription, there's no deterrent in playing the game. Um, though I do feel like we're in this situation where back in the day, um, remember when the Xbox started out and it was digital only, and well, I'm talking about Xbox One, right? Digital only trading games was a big thing, and DRM and all this crazy stuff, and people was upset about it. You know, it was a big deal. And now 7 years later, most of us play digital only games and have an internet only connection, and et cetera, et cetera. So now we're in this situation where the transition is going to streaming. And again, we're at this thing where people are like, it's not a big deal. I don't see myself doing it. And I guarantee you in 7 years, there'll be more people actually streaming or using their streaming platform to play games. Not saying it's going to replace, but it's definitely going to be there as an option, I believe.
Okay, I mean that's fair enough. Um, well, the last topic I want to get into, because Retro Renegades is going on now as well, and I hate to cut into their time, but the main focus of the YouTube thumbnail was that Halo Infinite is going to have some microtransactions. I don't know if you guys had a chance to kind of like read the article. Um, but I mean, I don't know if it's even that big of a deal. I mean, some people are making a big deal out of it that it has microtransactions and it's going to have more microtransactions than maybe some of the past Halo games because there's more customizations for the skins on the players, like different. I guess like in the armor, there's like 7 or 8 different places where you can customize it, and they're just going to make it more customizable with microtransactions. Now they are saying that the term is coding, as what they call it, but you're going to be able to earn some of this in game. You're not necessarily going to have to always want to purchase stuff. You can also get your hands on some of the skins right now by purchasing sugary snacks or shopping at GameStop. So I don't know. I mean, I don't. To me, honestly, I don't think that it's something that can ruin the game's image unless like a journalist blows this way out of proportion. I was a guy that I liked loot boxes, but I knew what was going to come down on them just because of the way that it was predatory to kids. And I honestly, I like microtransactions and customizations for games that I enjoy. Like I like to customize it. It doesn't really affect the end game stuff, you know. Now, if I could buy a weapon in Halo that's OP, then that's different. But it doesn't seem to be anything like that. It's just skins. Uh, PK, I want to go to you first on this one. What do you think about that?
So I would say, have anybody played Gears 5, Halo 5, even Overwatch, etc.? Has anybody played these games?
Yes.
Yes.
All
Yep.
right. And they all have microtransactions. Am I right?
Yep.
Yep.
Do they break the game?
Nope.
No.
Okay. And that should be the end of it, I would think. Is that it doesn't it's just kind of like you alluded to. They're just cosmetics. You can spend money on them if you want, but more than likely it'll be like you can still earn them the old-fashioned way in game currency. So I don't see that a big deal. Of course, they're gonna have stuff exclusive to if you buy it, but it's cosmetics. It doesn't. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't stop you from moving forward in the game. It doesn't stop you from enjoying the game. So, I don't see that as I don't see that as a problem. I think people want to especially when it comes to, and I hate to say this, but to me, I feel like when it comes to being a Microsoft fan or Xbox fan, it's just cool to hate on the Xbox guy. I really believe that. I believe it's more or less that kind of situation where anything they do, they're going to magnify. It's not good when Microsoft does it. It's kind of like buying Bethesda. It's just, you know, they shouldn't be able to do that kind of thing, and it's bad for gaming. But it's okay when Sony buys a a studio, or but it's not okay when Microsoft does it, kind of thing. So I think it's more or less that kind of noise, because what most multiplayer games have this kind of system, because like even Destiny, right? Um, Lots of games have this system because they're games as a service now. They're not just a one and done. They're not a single player title. They're trying to fund keeping this game around for years to come. So yes, they got to find some way to incentivize you to spend money, and that's understandable. And that should go for anything like this, right? Am
Yeah, I
I?
mean that makes sense.
Am I I'm not trying to talk. I just wanted a little feedback from that. So yeah, far as it having microtransactions, I think people are just trying to reach and trying to start something, start a fire that's not there. It's like, who cares? At the end of the day, every multiplayer game has some sort of microtransaction on it, just for the nature of it. I mean, Fantasy Star is the hugest microtransaction game. It made more money coming to North America than it has the last 8 years, and it's all cosmetics. You don't need it to play the game. The game is free. It's the same idea. Genshin Impact, a gotcha game. People spent money to get this gotcha stuff going. So it's that idea that, hey, it's only bad when they do it, but all these other games is doing the same thing. That's normal. Like, come on, man.
Um,
Anybody got feedback on that?
I'll
no,
take my turn.
I'm sorry. I was trying to read the Russian chat, but yeah. So, um, yeah, fun. Go ahead.
So, like, this was anybody that didn't expect this when they said that it was going to be free to play. I mean, like, it should be obvious, right? I mean, when they said the multiplayer is free to play, it's like, okay, they're going with this kind of business model, and as long as they keep it to like cosmetics and that kind of stuff, that's cool, because you look at games like, not to say Infinite is going to be Fortnite, right? But you look at games like that where they have legs, like they're going into year 3 or 4 now. I don't even know, right? And it's because they keep fresh content coming out that, yeah, people pay for, but they also keep the game fresh and alive over time by updating the game, coming out with new stuff. Now, if you just release the game as a single package and drop it, that's going to be cool for a while, but usually those games kind of tend to die off after a couple of years without keeping fresh with new content. And so this is not only just about having cosmetics that people can buy and making money. It's also about trying to give the game legs, extend its lifespan, make it a bigger deal to people by having a wider player base come in all at once with it being free to play. But you still got to make your money on it. So how do they do that? Yeah, you have microtransactions. You have fun things for people to buy, and they're gonna, because of this, you can think like years from now, what are the interesting things they're going to come up with that we're going to be able to get as in the game. Like, even I spend a lot of money on Fortnite for buying stuff for my daughter. Every night she's excited at 7 o'clock. She knows when the item shop hits, right? And it's stuff that's like, okay, buying any of this stuff does not matter. It doesn't help her in any way. It doesn't um, make the game any more fun or less fun. But it is fun and interesting to be able to play around with stuff and try different things and have unique things to play with. Like, they had the Marvel stuff going on now and the Halloween stuff. Now, I'm not saying they're going to make it all gimmicky and Halo like that, right? But there's a lot of things that Halo fans may care about that they can't do with this, that because they will have money and time to invest in this down the line, that will be exciting for fans because the money will keep rolling in for the title. So that's what it's all about. And I'm personally completely fine with it. I'm excited that they made Halo Infinite free to play for the multiplayer just because of the amount of people that are going to be brought into it. Because as a Halo fan, I want Halo to be huge, right? I
And it
don't
is
feel like
huge.
I want it to be even bigger. You know, Halo's gotten this thing where like people have like kind of like started hating on it, you know, over the years because it hasn't lived up to like Halo 2 and Halo 3, right? And now Halo 4 was really good and the single player and the multiplayer wasn't as good, right? But in Halo 5 they got the multiplayer right and the single player a lot of people didn't like. And it's kind of like people always love to like hate on Halo, right? And
That's not gonna change though, bro.
no,
They're
it's not
just
gonna change, man, but, like, the more people that get access to it and actually can play the game, maybe the less haters there'll be because they actually can play it now, you know what I mean? So, I'm just want more people to try the game without
yeah. I
criticizing it.
think I think that is a great thing, and I think you make an excellent point. But I want to add on to this. Halo is the largest first party IP ever.
Yeah,
There is no other IP that can touch those numbers. First party, and it will continue to be a juggernaut. Um, Believe me, if Halo Infinite was launching this year, there's not a multiplayer game alive that will be stupid enough to launch alongside it because it is that kind of game. But I agree with you, making the multiplayer aspect free does give, because it's the same avenue of what you was talking about. Fortnite is huge, not because it's the best game in the world, but because it's accessible, right? It's
yeah.
it it's accessible to all audiences, and now on the phone. Now, and think about that. Think about Halo Infinite being on the phone now, and being something as large as it is, being able to be played everywhere at any given time.
I talk extensively about that exact thing, like on one of my podcast episodes, where it's, you have Halo on XCloud. It's going to be, and we just think about it as it is today. But if you think about the future, right? It's not just even on the phone and mobile devices, of which it's going to be on every mobile device, pretty much. But it's also TVs are just going to have the app built in, right?
Right.
And
Going
then you got
forward.
like Microsoft's talking about with the Microsoft stick thing, right? That possibly might come out. Then you got the Google Play or whatever the Google device is, right? You got so many different devices are going to be able to have access to these games at a subscription price with an easy entry point of $1 for a trial. That if there's something that's getting that much hype and that much excitement, and you have the accessibility to try it for a very cheap price, it is going to invite so many people to the ecosystem to at least give it a shot. And having uh, Halo part of that is just going to be crazy, man. And I hate that it did get delayed, but I also at the same time I want it to be successful and I want the campaign to be really good. But I just, man, if the console was launching with Halo Infinite and it was going to be with XCloud and everything right now, like it would just be even more insane, you know?
Well, it kind of goes back to the point about CD Projekt Red and their Cyberpunk, right? You want it to be the best, and you want them to be proud of the product. So it's okay if they delay it, as long as when it drops, they're happy that they can stand behind it confidently and say you're gonna love this.
Hmm.
And that's my thing is, it's a little disappointing of these games, these big games getting delayed, but let's be real. At the end of the day, when it finally drops and it gives us what we're looking for, we ain't got nothing to say. We ain't got nothing to say. It's already gonna be on and popping.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm excited about everything with what's coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Midway, any thoughts on this?
don't get me started on the amount of money I spent on VC just so my player didn't suck.
Well,
I mean,
that's a different model there. We can talk about that.
yeah.
That would be
Yeah, I mean, Anthem was a grind. You know, you had to you had to grind just to try to get something, try to get the relic armor and all that stuff, you know. So I mean, some people, you know, they're just a little more impatient and just want to get it right away, and if they want to spend a couple extra bucks just to, you know, make their character more individual, I mean, they're giving them that option, right? Microsoft says they're all about options, right? So I mean, I'm looking forward to grinding and you know earning everything. I'm not gonna be trying to spend anything to get what I want. So I mean, but I'm not gonna bash the guy for wanting to look a little better a little sooner. I mean, I'm excited for the game too. I mean, I can't wait. I mean, uh, I'm definitely curious because you know now everything's starting to become more uh service based. So I mean, it's something that definitely gets me a little more ramped up for the future because now we just got to worry about like DLC and stuff like that. I'm just waiting for the next iteration of the next game, and hopefully everything will be nice and seamless. But yeah, I'm for the pay cosmetics part. I'm happy for anybody that wants to look a little better a little sooner.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the same way. I think that for me, it's just not a big deal. And if I like it, the game, I'm gonna support it with microtransactions. I mean, maybe it's not always the smartest thing to do, but that's just me. There's a lot of stuff that I like to buy things for, especially when it comes up to like festivities and holidays and Halloween themed things and Christmas themed things. I'm really a sucker for those things, and I end up just buying that stuff.
Well, I think a lot of things get lumped into like when people see the word microtransactions, it's like, oh, it's microtransactions, or if it's like crunch, right? Like the controversy that was going on there. Oh, it's crunch. You know, like things get like lumped in to categories, and people don't really dig in deep or actually understand what it is they're doing to how it's actually going to affect them, which in this case is zero, right? So um people just need to dig in a little deeper instead of overreacting to headlines, you know.
Well, they made to clickbait. That's the
Yeah.
point. And the thing is, you have to have real. You have to be realistic with yourself and understand that they're just trying to get you to click on their stuff. Okay, they're just trying to get. They just trying. They may be. It might be misinformation. It might not be, but you know, at the end of the day, it's like how many multiplayer games have you played that does not have microtransactions? And it's very few because most games are games as a service now. I mean, even what Rogue Company is still in beta and it's got cosmetics. They're expensive as I don't know what, but they're there. And all I'm saying is this is a normal thing going forward. This is not some new thing that somebody else is, you know, Halo didn't start this. So if they're doing it, it's normal for them to do it. How else are they going to pay to keep these servers running? Come on, man. It's just, you
You
know,
mean it's
as
not
game,
completely free?
you know what I mean? Like it's freemium, just like all the other games
Yeah.
they may play, right?
The
And that's
model
kind of
works. You
yeah,
look at Apex, Fortnite, Warzone, right?
yes,
Like
it
it works.
works. It works, and that's why they're gonna do it. And there's nothing wrong with it. And you don't. And the thing is, you don't have to spend the money. So there's nothing to cry about. It's not gonna change your game if you don't have that skin. But or that dance, right? The emote. But it will entice you to do so because you're gonna see something that catches your eye and you're gonna spend that cash.
Yeah, only people that like are gonna be sad about this is the parents that their kids addicted to Halo Infinite and beg them every day for the Halo Infinite item shop or whatever it's called, But it's a
Yeah,
fun thing at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Something
exactly.
else to get your kids and spouse for Christmas is Halo Infinite.
Or
What are they going to call it? What are they going to call the currency?
I don't know, but just get them a Microsoft gift card and they can buy their
There
own.
you go. Hey, I got Halo bucks for Christmas, Dad.
Yep, you got $20 or $50. There you go. Whatever you spend it on, that's it.
Yep.
Now, it's something they need to do is make Craig the Brute a microtransaction somehow.
Oh, that's
At this
coming.
point, yeah,
It's going to be
it's
a
got to
special
be.
edition console.
He's the new mascot, so he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Well, with that, we're just about out of time. I kept you guys on here over 2 hours. Hopefully, it didn't feel like 2 hours for you guys.
Oh no,
And
man, I had fun. I really like talking with you guys. Hopefully I come back at some other point. Maybe we can chop it up at some time. I'm glad to be here, guys. Uh, we had some good discussions, I think.
yeah, absolutely. To all the people tuning in now, you're gonna see there's a part one and a part two, because this internet in Florida is not so stable, and it cut us off in the middle of us talking about DMCA. So there's jokes now that we got DMCA'd. So look for part one and a part two. This is called Four Guys Recorders live stream, but I'll update that a little bit later once it renders on stream. But not to keep anybody in here any longer. With you, PK, where can people find you, man?
Hey, listen, I have my own YouTube channel called PK Entertainment. You can find it, PK Entertainment Live, on YouTube. I do a lot of different content. I don't just do gaming. I am a blurred. I'm a black nerd. I love everything from comics, gaming, anime, wrestling, UFC, you name it. I like it. I love it. You can also find me on Twitter at PKX Live, and you can find all my links to all my IGNs on all the gaming platforms except for Switch because that's a friend code. Though I could put that out there, I just haven't done it. But you could definitely hit me up and we can get down on some games anytime. Also, one last thing, you can find me every Friday on GRG. Uh, at 8 Eastern. And if clowns don't mind, I give them all the links that throwing down in the description with part one and part two, just in case people miss out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll do that for you. No worries, man. Um, Fun. Where can people find you?
So I am also on YouTube. Channel is Fun Speculation. On Twitter at Fun Speculation. And you can check out my podcast. It is Xbox Ultimate on my YouTube channel, and also it's on all the audio platforms pretty much. That releases on the weekends. And I got to mention, I am having a giveaway on the 30th of October on my stream where I'm having Fun Speculation Fright Night live stream. I'm going to be playing games with some people from the community. And I'm giving away a copy of Cyberpunk 2077, one digital code for that at the stream. You will have to wait 3 more weeks, though, to play it, unfortunately. However, you will still get the code. And if you would please go to Twitter at Fun Speculation. You can see pinned to the top of my profile is how you will enter to win the copy of Cyberpunk. But yeah, that's it, man.
That is a pretty cool giveaway that you're doing. I think Flamish is already aware of that. He's probably like retweeting that nonstop.
Yeah, there hasn't been that many entries so far. So hey, there's still a decent chance of you guys winning right now, because you got to do 3 things. You got to retweet the tweet, sub to my YouTube channel, and then just at some point during the stream on the 30th that night, just type in 2077 into the chat. You do those 3 things, you're entered with a chance to win.
Oh, nice, man. That sounds really cool. So everybody go check that out for sure. It's definitely a good contest. I mean, Cyberpunk is going to be a huge hit coming up, especially with next gen consoles launching. So yeah, go ahead and try to win that, and go follow his channel. Go follow PK. And Midway, man, where can people find you when you're not at the gym looking like the Hulk or Hulk Hogan?
Stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. Midway 7 Monster on Xbox Live. Midway 8 Monster on Twitter. Great podcast, PK. It was a pleasure. Mav, also a pleasure. Glad I got to talk with you guys. See
You
what
too,
you guys
man.
are all about. Like I said earlier, this podcast was for VJ Flamish, who was on the show. Always a hoot, always a fun guy to talk to. And for those of you in Russia, do svidanya.
Yeah, that one person's still watching. Let me go see. Yeah, I don't know if they even understand what we're saying, but they're still watching.
They just like your
So-
beard, clowns.
Oh, you know, let me do this then. Yeah. Okay, so I showed it off there.
You should mention that you're going to be dying at green, possibly.
Oh yeah, I forget. You know, I always forget about my own giveaways, and Flamish has got a giveaway going on too. Flamish's giveaway starting on Saturday. He's gonna post up a video about what kind of ridiculous stuff that he might do. No, guys, he's not gonna create an OnlyFans page. I know it's the number one request that everybody sends me. No, he's not gonna do that. He's already confirmed that is X nay. No, he won't do it. However, my giveaway, if I reach my goal on for Gamers Outreach, I will dye my beard green, and I would probably look like somewhere between a mix of a dwarf and a leprechaun because of my height. So it would be very interesting if you guys help me reach my goal. I know Matt Byron's in the chat already contributed towards it, and I thank him greatly. It goes to help out the kids in hospitals. That it gives them a chance to play some video games. Really cool cause. All the money goes straight to the organization. I set it up through their own links that they give you to set up for charity. So straight 100% to them. It is tax deductible in case anybody is asking. But yeah, it creates Xbox go-karts for kids that are terminally ill or in the hospital for long term, and they make it safe and it's sanitizable and it's just easy for them to play, and they don't get out much. So it's a really cool cause. And my beard will turn green, which I know the whole internet wants to see that. The 21 people in the chat right now want to see that too, and the rest of the 3 billion casual gamer market on mobile phones probably want to see that too. So, just throwing it out there in case you guys are listening later on in the podcast feed. And thank you very much. You can find me at Italian Clowns on almost all social media. Four Guys with Quarters on Tuesdays, 5 p.m. is the main podcast. And then me, Flamish, and I do a news show occasionally. Lately hasn't been as regular as usual. But we do have some interviews coming up. I've scheduled Lucy from the Battletoads. I scheduled Kosha is working with me. She's a voice actress, and she has some credits in TVs and movies as well as Wonder Woman 1984. And we're working with Scott from Feardemic Games to get him on for an interview as well. And there's probably more, and I'm sorry that I don't mention your names. I've been in emails like constantly all week, so that's my fault. But check it out. We've done some great interviews with Siobhan, with Kelsey Abbott, with AJ from Delilah Studios. Yeah, so go check all that stuff out, and thank you very much for coming and watching every week. It's always appreciate everybody in the chat. Big shout out. Thank you guys very much, and until next time, see you guys later.
Peace.